Hello, welcome to this training on writing your book. How exciting that you're watching this video. That means that there is a book in you or a desire for a book in you, or you know that one day you're going to write that book. And what I want to do in this video today is to help that one day be today, that you will start your manuscript, that you will start your new book, that you will feel that you're ready right now, even if you've got these little voices that say you're not ready yet. That's one of the biggest catches why people don't actually start their book is they feel they're not ready and they don't know how to start. And I'm going to fix that for you today. So I'm super excited to do this training for you. If you're new to this channel, my name is Vicky Lord and I help everyday women have everyday confidence so you can go after life your way. So be sure to subscribe because I create these awesome videos that I teach what I'm learning as I'm going, and I find it's one of the best ways to learn is to learn with somebody doing it with you. So today, I've got three tips for you. If you feel like you are a mission-driven person and you have a book that you want to write, I've currently finished one whole manuscript and I'm currently finishing off my second manuscript. So I'll have two books in the bag. And what's really exciting about this is that it's a journey of you. And when we bring this desire of a book to life, we come into a totally different person to who we were before. I'm a totally different person after finishing my first manuscript to the very first time I wrote on the page. I remember how nervous I was writing before I even knew what the book was going to turn into be. I just knew I was writing a book and I started writing and I remember being so nervous, and now the book's finished and I'm like, wow, I've done something, and you're going to have that same experience. You're going to write a book. So the key tip number one that I want to give to you today is to write before you even feel ready. And what I mean by this is that people often want to have it all worked out before they start. And, the funny thing, we'll use confidence for an example. The funny thing is, you'll find it along the way. You may not have confidence one day, but then you'll go and you do these things and then you find the confidence. And the same is with you writing your book. If you're waiting until you're ready, it's not going to come to pass. So what we want to do is we want to write now before we're ready. So you just grab yourself a pen and a paper and you just start writing and it will come out of you and you'll be so surprised. You'll be like, oh my gosh, I just wrote a whole page of a book. And then you'll go to the next part and you like start writing some more. And then before you know it, you've mapped out your very first chapter just because you started, even though you weren't ready. You started. It doesn't have to come from a place of being perfect. It just has to come from a place of being who you are, and let it write. And I'm so excited for you that you're going to feel so rewarded after your first chapter. And so this brings me on to tip number two is when you're writing your book, if you want to imagine that you're talking to someone. So what's the imagination that you like? Imagine that you're talking to someone. How are you going to speak to them? So when you're writing, imagine that you've got your best friend over here, or you've got somebody that you want to inspire, somebody that um, means something to you, like your mum or your friend or even yourself, and just start writing like you're talking to them and let it feel like the way that you want it to feel. So if you imagine that you're outside and you're standing under the tree, what's the feeling that you're feeling? You can write them feelings down. I feel joy and peace, and I feel like I'm walking on a cloud in the beautiful, brisk wind. Let it come to life how you're feeling while you're talking to this person. And it really comes down to giving yourself permission. You don't need to have it because we're often waiting for others to say it's good work, that book was awesome, and waiting for the permission, not the judgment from somebody else. So if you let that go and you just start, and you're not writing it because you're in the fear of judgment, but you're writing it because you're feeling these feelings. And we want to feel the feelings of all the good things of life. So if you keep writing the way that you feel, it will turn into a masterpiece. And so after you've started writing, before you feel ready, and you're writing like you're talking to a friend and you're telling them how you feel, how your feet feel, how your expression feels, how your beliefs feel. And so then we're going to go on to number three, and it's to make peace with what you've just written. So you've just written down this masterpiece, and you're going to look at it and you're going to go, oh, that was my piece of work, and you're going to be so happy that you did it. And yes, it will take some effort each time I've written um, a chapter or the whole book. There's always been something that I've just had to go back and just finally little edit. But that whole feeling of completing it is this amazing experience. And when you make peace with the rough copy, then you can go back later and you can make it a masterpiece. So making peace with your book where you're at right now. And I want to challenge you today that if you've decided that you want to be an author and you want to be this amazing writer, totally own that right now because somebody has to do it. And if you feel that urge, own it. Tell God and the universe that, yep, I own it. Thank you for this gift and this calling to write a book. I'm taking it on and totally cool for it. So I want to give you the opportunity today. I have written a 5-day writing challenge, and it's actually here on YouTube. So if you look for the playlist, The Writing Challenge, I've got 5 videos, and each day I take you through a simple step to write your book or to write whatever it is that you're working on right now. And it's very exciting because when you're starting a book, sometimes there's some basic principles that if you learn to write, it'll make all your writing go smoothly. Like there's transition. So how do you transition from one chapter to the next? So we have a transition jump. And that's what's in this little challenge. I take you through how to understand a transition, how to have the two sides talk to each other, and so much fun that you're on this journey of writing. And if you do this 5-day challenge here on YouTube, you will come out as a master writer. You'll be so amazed at what you come up with in 5 days that it will change your life. So I'm going to leave a link below for the workbook, and I will also link this 5-day 5 videos so that you can go and watch them now. And here's to you and your happy writing, your empowered writing, and your writing that's going to inspire the world and those around you. Super excited for you. If you want to let me know what you're writing about or if you've got your book going, comment below and let me know. I love to hear what people are working on right now, what you're writing on, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.